what if I told you that there is a tree in India that stains your tongue purple, regulates your blood sugar, heals your gut, and has been quietly saving lives for centuries without most people even noticing? I mean, you have probably eaten its fruit during a hot summer, right? But do you really know the jamun tree? Today, we are going way beyond just taste. We are diving deep into its morphology, chemistry, and its incredible medicinal power. And by the end of this video, I promise you are never going to look at this tree the same way again. Section 1, Syzygium cumini, a biological marvel. Syzygium cumini is a true biological marvel that is deeply rooted in Indian ecosystems, Ayurveda, and modern pharmacology. So let's start exactly where every good botanist begins, with a classification. Under the Bentham and Hooker classification system, the jamun tree belongs to the family Myrtaceae. The botanical name is Syzygium cumini or Eugenia jambolana. Common names: Jamun, Java plum, Indian blackberry, black plum. But names don't really define a plant, do they? Its structure does. Which brings us to section 2, morphology and identification. Now, picture this. You are walking down a dusty road in the absolute peak of an Indian summer. You spot a tall evergreen tree with a massive dense canopy casting this beautiful deep shade. Beneath it, the ground is scattered with fallen jamun fruits, small, dark purple, some glistening, some crushed. Let's break it down botanically. First up is its habit or growth form. We are talking about a large evergreen tree easily reaching anywhere from 10 to 30 meters in height. It is long, deep rooted, and honestly just extremely resilient. Next up is the bark. It is grayish brown, kind of rough, and it develops these distinct vertical cracks as it matures. Then we have the leaves. They have an opposite arrangement and they are simple, glossy, leathery with this elliptic to oblong shape. And here's a fun fact: if you crush them in your hand, they release a very distinct aromatic smell, which is a total signature trait of the Myrtaceae family. Finally, the flowers. They are small, greenish white, arranged in these little clusters, usually blooming between March and April. They aren't visually dramatic, but chemically they are highly active. And the fruit itself is where it really gets into interesting. It develops in three stages. Initially, it is green, then it turns pink, and finally, it goes deep purple, almost black. It is juicy, astringent, slightly sweet. And yes, these are the exact ones that leave your tongue completely stained purple. But you know, the real story of jamun isn't what we see on the outside. The magic is really about what's happening inside. Moving on to section 3, a biochemical arsenal. The absolute crucial point to take away here is that jamun is not just a tasty fruit. It is literally a biochemical arsenal. So let's explore exactly what makes it so powerful. Number 1 on the list, anthocyanins. These are the specific pigments responsible for that intense deep purple color, but way beyond just providing color, they are incredibly potent antioxidants. They actively fight oxidative stress, which, as we know, is one of the primary root causes of both aging and chronic diseases. Number 2 is jambolene, sometimes called jambosin. This is a key alkaloid in the seeds and it is well known for its incredible role in regulating blood glucose levels. This is why jamun seeds are widely used in managing diabetes. Then we have ellagic acid and gallic acid. These are phenolic compounds packing serious anti inflammatory and anti carcinogenic properties. And finally, flavonoids and tannins. These are what give the fruit its astringent taste while also providing amazing antimicrobial activity and crucial gut health support. So, really, when you eat jamun, you are not just eating fruit, you are consuming a highly complex natural pharmacological system. And that leads us perfectly into section 4, pharmacognosy, the study of medicinal drugs from plants. This takes us into something even deeper, the tree's historical and current role in medicine. In pharmacognosy, the jamun tree holds a massive significant place. Different parts of the plant literally have entirely different medical uses. Let's look at the breakdown. The seeds. They are dried and powdered, actively used in anti-diabetic formulations because they actually reduce sugar conversion in the body. The bark is rich in tannins and is actively used to treat diarrhea and dysentery. The leaves are naturally antibacterial, making them fantastic for oral health, especially when dealing with gum infections. And the fruit pulp itself. It significantly improves digestion and actively helps with liver function. Now, if we look at it through the lens of Ayurveda, Jamun is considered kashai, meaning it has an astringent taste, and Shita, which refers to its cooling potency. Functionally, it is used to balance both the kapha and pitta doshas. Let me tell you something fascinating. Long before modern medicine fully understood the mechanisms of diabetes, villages all across India were already utilizing jamun seeds. And they weren't doing it because of clinical lab studies. They were doing it based on centuries of keen observation, deep tradition, and an inherent trust in nature. Beyond medicine, jamun has strong economic value. Jamun provides incredibly strong economic and ecological contributions. The fruit is used to make juice, vinegar, wine, and jams. The seeds are processed into popular herbal supplements. The wood, it's tough enough to be used for furniture and agricultural tools, and the tree itself is purposely planted for shade, for soil conservation, and to boost urban ecology. So, it's really not just a single tree, it's a massive ecosystem contributor. So, next time you happen to see a jamun tree, don't just walk right past it. Take a second to really recognize it. Look at a tree that heals, that nourishes, that protects, and that survives in some of the harsh conditions. Because in a world that is completely obsessed with synthetic solutions, the jamun tree stands as living proof that nature has already solved so many of our problems. We just need to pay attention. To put it simply, understand plants, understand life. If you want to understand more plants like this, and I mean really understand them, not just to pass an exam, but for life, make sure you subscribe to my channel Botany V4 because the more you understand plants, the more you understand the foundation of life itself. Thanks for watching.